there, I'm here today to talk you through Blooming Amazing's Build-a-Bouquet. Basically, you're going to get beautiful flowers delivered in this lovely box that you're going to make your bouquet yourself. So to help you out, I'm going to demonstrate what you're going to do with those flowers once you get them. So let's start by looking at the flowers. So everything is going to come in water in the box, and it's going to be pre-prepared, so you can start doing your arrangements straight away. There's probably no need to be, there's maybe a little bit more you can take off greenery, maybe just take one or two little pieces off, and maybe just break down your flowers a little bit because you can use them in different places. So each bouquet will be slightly different, but it's all going to be to the same sort of selection. So at the moment, this one has got lovely clematis, one of my favourite flowers of the season. Different types of carnations, so this is baby carnations and standard carnations. A little bit of chrysanthemum, beautiful hydrangea, which is available at the moment, but not always available. Some lovely big-headed roses, some beautiful lisianthus or estoma, baby spray roses, always a lovely little philibert, and we've got some lovely thistle, anthurium, spray leucadendron, which is gorgeous for this time of year, some lovely alstroemeria or Peruvian lily, and then trachelium. Nice thing about trachelium and the lily is they can be grown in Ireland as well, so it's something you might think about for your gardens. Now, the way we would teach how to do a hand-tied bouquet in Blooming Amazing is we start by using our lovely greenery. So again, today we've got a really nice selection. So we've got some, this is all Irish grown eucalyptus, pittosporum. We have some nice hebe in here somewhere. Here we go, some lovely hebe, which is lovely and strong and really keeps its shape well. The other nice things might be to grab a little bit of tree ivy and things from your garden. So what I always start with is a little selection grouped in my hand into one straight up and down piece. Then I start to introduce other little bits at a 45-degree angle. So basically 45 degrees, hold it with my thumb and turn a quarter. Again, another little piece in there, turn a quarter. So what you're trying to do is achieve a spiral effect going around. So a little bit more of the nice colourful pittosporum. Again, 45 degrees and twist. And we just keep going until we build up this lovely spiral shape. And then we'll start slotting our little flowers in. And then go with another, so I'm trying to even out, so I've got a lot of the pittosporum of that colour there, so I'm now going to put some more eucalyptus in here. And then here I've got none, so I'll pop a little bit of this in now. And keep going. And keep going. See, the whole time gets this really nice spiral shape. So I'm going to try a little bit of eucalyptus here. Enough to spoke the hebe. And so keep going until it's all gone. And you see you're starting to get a beautiful shape of bouquet, so all the flowers are going to have somewhere nice to sit. Now that little piece is a wee bit too heavy, so I'm just going to snip a couple of bits off. Now these are the things that you probably need to have ready for when your bouquet, your box of flowers arrive. A pair of secateurs, a pair of scissors, and if you want to be a real expert, a knife. Bit of string. We will, in your little pack that you'll get when you arrive, there's going to be a bit of string there for you to tie it with, because it's something we all don't have sitting around. I'm just going to take a few more little bits of those. Now, so there we go. So now we have a lovely spiral shape, and you can see the shape of your bouquet arriving. So what I'm going to do at that point is just trim off some of these bits because they can get in your way. And it's a good idea to do this because sometimes you just get yourself all caught up in them. So I'm not going to cut them too short because it really depends on what size of vase that you have at home. So I'm going to take my first flower, which is from this lovely piece of hydrangea, and I'm going to pop him in because he's an important flower and I want him to be seen. So I'm going to keep him here near the edge because he's going to be he's my biggest, most prominent flower. Then I'll probably take my nice roses, and I like to do grouping, so I'm going to group them at the other side. So I'll have one and then the three of them all together. So again, you're just sliding them as you're literally opening your hand that you're holding your foliage, and you're just loosening your hand a little bit so that the flowers will slide in, and they're going to slide in following the pattern of the spiral. So therefore I can group these three together. So this is the advantage of doing your bouquet this way. In Holland they often put flowers and foliage in one after the other, but you end up with a very sort of regimented bouquet. We want this to look really natural and kind of stylish. So I'll put one of these lights in here. So there's no right place to put anything. It's just kind of important that you have your colours running through your bouquet. Now I'm going to put some Lysianthus in the middle. So again, I'm going to take this piece off here. I can just let you see. So basically I'm going to snap that little bit off there. So I'm going to keep that for around the edge, and I'm going to put this tall piece in the centre. And then those small pieces that I took off, I'll just clean a little bit of foliage off them. I'm going to pop them near the edges because you do want some flowers lower down. And if you do that, then they're still long, but you're just using them down lower. So I'm going to turn my bouquet slightly and pop the other piece. Maybe in here, and again, slightly lower down. So again, I'm just opening my hand and then closing it again there, something like that. Yeah. So this is a lovely full bouquet that you're going to get here. So you could use this for a large vase, or you could cut a little bit shorter and maybe pop it into a nice fishbowl, which I think is what we're going to do today. Lovely flowers there. Now, so I have a little bit of space on this side. So again, I'm going to put maybe my nice spray rose down here. And maybe my lovely anthuriums, which are fabulous lasters. They last for ages and ages again. Now, as you're starting to put more and more, it does get a little bit harder, but you just have to be patient and open that hand up a little bit more. I think it'd be nice on the edge there because it's a beautiful colour. It just kind of lifts everything else. And my Alstroemeria, which is a great laster, so I'll put him in the middle as well because he'll be nice there. And sometimes you just have to hold your bouquet slightly downwards and just gently slide them in. Another little piece of my thistle maybe at the edge because you do want some flowers there. I think I'm going to pop him in here and see how he looks here. Beautiful colours these are. Now this is lovely and soft looking. Now maybe a little bit of chrysanthemum there just to fill in that space. A lot of flowers in here, and another nice piece of your Lysianthus. And then I'm just going to finish off with my little carnations, a couple of these. So you're just going to have a look at it and see where you've got space. So again, I have a little bit of a space here. I'm going to pop them in there. My other one, again, have a wee look and see. So I think possibly in here. I'm going to slide them in gently. And then lastly, probably my favourite thing at the moment, the lovely clematis. Now, because this is kind of like soft and flowy, you probably want to have them sitting a little bit proud of the bouquet, so a little bit out. So he's sitting up. So again, gently, because these have got softer stems, they've got the quite fine stems. So gently slide them in because you don't want to break them. But just leave them sitting up a little bit because he's so pretty. And then again, take this little bit off here. And I think I'm going to go over here somewhere with them and just pop them in. Gently pop them in there, and then there he goes, in he goes. So now we've got a gorgeous bouquet. I've used every single piece. This is a lovely full bouquet. Very nice colours. And that would be gorgeous in a large vase, or as we're going to do now, we're going to tie them off and we're going to cut them shorter to go in a nice fishbowl vase. So use plenty of string, and the secret to this is to wind it around a few times loosely first. So what I like to do is I like to grab a little bit around one finger, possibly like that, and then go round maybe 3 or 4 times quite loosely, and then I kind of lay it down with it slightly over the edge and I pull it tight. Because if you put it down once, just around once, and pull it tight, it can sort of cut into your stems, and that might just break them, so you don't want to do that. So again, we're now going to tie it quite firmly because you want it to keep its shape. You don't want it to fall apart when you put it in the vase. A few times around. I like to cut those completely off. And then I'm going to decide how I'm going to pop it in my vase. My secateurs. So I hold it upside down because I want my stems to be cut quite flat now. So I was leaving this in a tall vase, I'd leave them longer, but I'm going for this vase here. Nice 25 centimetre fishbowl, so that's quite a big vase, so you need quite a few flowers for that one. And I'm just going to start cutting here. And it's possibly best to not cut them too short to start with, because you can always make them shorter. You can make them longer again. So I'm just going to cut them across in a straight line. And I think a secateurs is essential. This might be getting a wee bit blunt. And then keep it blunt on. Just keep them tight together. And then we're now going to pop them in the vase just to see how they sit. I personally think these are going to be a bit high, but let's wait and see. Yep, see, so they're a little bit high because you want the flowers to sit on the edge of the vase. So I'm going to take another inch, inch and a half off that just so they come down a little bit. It is kind of messy, so it's possibly best to do this in your kitchen, maybe with some newspaper underneath it so you can patch it all together. If it's a nice day, you could do it in the garden. Let's see if we can do better here. Yeah, so that's perfect. So what I would do with that is I actually think my hydrangea is sitting a little bit out there. So I'm going to take it out of the vase and I'm going to push the hydrangea through because I can. Just give him a good push through so he comes down a little bit lower, and then just trim him back to the size of the rest of it. And then that just puts him in a better spot. So that you end up with this lovely, full, beautiful hand-tied bouquet, which is completely achievable by you all. Just follow the instructions and you'll have a great fun making it.